Crazy week in the Big Ten. What does it mean for the Trojans? And it's game week for the Michigan game. All that next. Your phone calls coming up. Yeah, I think Westwood is still celebrating. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about
good for them.
Preseason polls. Some of these hype teams that just don't seem to live up to their hype. Maybe a lot of USC fans kind of jumping in off the deep into the deep end, going a bit crazy off of one loss. We can go into all that stuff, but really the key here is just the Conquest Call-In Show, you guys. This is just now I guess it's twice a week show that we're gonna be doing. Just
Mondays, baby.
You guys, right? So the number right up there, 888-997-4539, 888-99-RILEY. Give us a call, sound off, have a great, like Jim Rohn said, have a take and don't suck. Come on in, tell us what you think. And Ryan, we were just talking about it off air, just kind of a crazy, a crazy weekend. We still have Oregon and Ohio State looking solid, but the rest of the pack, looks pretty shaky.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of I said this kind of earlier, and I've said this not just on shows, but like when talking to friends, there's not like many. There might be one or two, but there's not many like dominant teams in college football. Like there really isn't. You have, I think Ohio State looks pretty dominant. Oregon, we'll see how justified they are after that Penn State win based on what Penn State did. But let's give credit to Oregon, Miami maybe. Like, and then after that, like, there's really not like that many dominant teams. I think gone are the days with NIL and all this of having just kind of 4 or 5 teams run the show. So it's collectively evened out, and so the Big Ten included in that. And so I think USC after that tough loss, we can move past it now. We're past the bye week, and everything's in front of them, right? Everything's in front of USC, and everything's for the taking for them if they rise to the challenge. But yeah, it was a wild weekend. I know you were super busy, Tim, obviously, and as we all were. But there was some fun games on.
Yeah, my son is going to basic. He's off to the Army, so I spent a lot of time with him.
Amazing.
He's on a flight right now, I think, or nearly on a flight right now. Really excited for him. But yeah, it's been crazy.
Where is he doing basic, if you don't mind me asking?
It's in Missouri. That's my wife. She knows exactly. He and I didn't talk much about that part, but we just kind of spent a lot of time together this weekend.
Yeah, you didn't talk where he was going to be spending the next 3 months of his life? I love that. That's such a dad thing. That's what his dads do.
We really just, it was kind of like him. He's like, every time I brought it up, he's like, let's not get serious, Dad. Let's just hang out. So let's just not get serious. Let's just hang out. So
that's fair.
Yeah, it was great. I'm super excited for him. He's super excited, and wish him the best. I'm so proud of him.
Love it.
But football, back to football. See, now I'm totally lost. Yeah, it's with the NIL era. We're going to see this parity. It's what everyone wanted, right? I hope. I guess that's what you wanted, because you're not going to have this stocked, those Georgia where they're like 4 deep with NFL draft picks on the defensive line. You're not going to see teams stockpiling like they used to. So injuries happen, and these teams just roll in on the road and get those W's. It's going to be tough. It's tough sledding, in the Big Ten. I think I kind of downplayed how tough I thought that the road travel was going to be in the Big Ten. Not just, I heard it from people that I trusted saying, you don't understand the grind of the Big Ten. It is a meat grinder, and the injuries do mount up. But, I think more than anything, you gotta, just like in the NFL, you got to get, you want to split some of these road trips you go and then hold serve at home. And that's why this game on Saturday against Michigan is so important. By the way, though, we've been shaky on the road, but this program's been pretty solid at home. I mean, we played Penn State last year, and without a couple of holding calls, defensive holding calls, we probably win that game, I think.
Yeah, we should have won that game. And it's funny, we were messing with my mic pre-recording. So Fight on Oos, let me know if I turn it down on my end. So anyone out there, comment if I still am blowing your eardrums out.
Yeah, hang on.
But I
again.
I already turned it down on my end, Tim. So hopefully that helped a little bit. But so anyone comment and let me know. But yeah, I mean, we've kind of been saying, right? Like, there's not even the team. I just went through this whole monologue of there's not a lot of great teams in college football, but there's certainly not a lot of great road teams. And I'm not saying any of this to dispel Lincoln Riley or USC or defend them or mean. Just look across the landscape. Not many teams are very good on the road. So like you said, Tim, you got to just, be dominant at home. And then really, if you play 5 road games, win 2 or 3. 3 preferably, obviously. Then you finish with a 10-2 record and you're probably in, depending on which conference you're in and which schedule. So, you just got to be serviceable on the road and get some good wins out of it. And just, you can't be like last year where you're going, 0-5 or whatever they were, the 1 win in Pasadena. So, yeah, huge win this week. Well, we have all week to talk about it, but we excited for tonight. So, good stuff, Tim.
We got a VIP caller. I thought we'd start off the night with an A-lister. We all know him. Christian always brings us some great questions, some great thoughts. Christian, how you do tonight?
Living the dream. How are you guys doing?
What's up, brother?
Good. Now, hopefully we got your audio is good now, Ryan. You sound better.
I think no one said anything. Can you hear me, Christian?
Yep, I can hear you this time.
All right, Christian, what do you got for us?
So, thinking about the week ahead, feels like a game where we're going to have to force Michigan to pass the ball. Got to be really stout against the run. Issue is, though, I'm not really sure we can trust the DBs in that situation. Do you think that we're going to be playing more 4-3 rather than the 4-2-5 base that we've been seeing?
I mean, against the run, that might be the thing. But I think the problem we had with that was since our like you just called it, because the defensive backs are struggling. I think Jamal said
exactly.
I think Jamal said it on our show. Like, it's a reason why you can't go heavy box. It's because you need to help out those guys, and then they were kind of gashing us on the ground. So Gabe's in there hyping up Jaden Walker to have that third linebacker position. I mean, hey, that'd be a great look. I think we do have to get to the quarterback, you get to a true freshman on the road. I mean, I think that's the way to go, Ryan. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely, you want to have Bryce Underwood beat you. Like, if Bryce Underwood, as a true freshman who has 1,003 yards, I think 3 touchdowns and a pick so far in the season, who hasn't been bad. I'm not saying that anyway. He's a true freshman, but certainly has not been the world beater at the quarterback position. It's probably a slight upgrade from what they had last year when USC played them. I would say it's definitely upgrade there, but they're going to run the rock. I mean, they ran against Wisconsin. I'll pull up the stats here in a minute, but I mean, the game prior to that, they ran for like 2-something against Nebraska while throwing for 103 yards, I think, total. So they're going to want to run the ball. And so if you're USC, if it's me, I'm saying, all right, we're not going to die by 1,000 paper cuts and just let them run 8, 9, 12 yards every time. I'd rather stack the box. And if he beats us, then he beats us. And that's the way we're going to have to do it. So it's kind of a tough situation because of what our defensive backfield has looked like. I really hope through this bye week that they've gotten a little stronger and with Kamari Ramsey back healthy, I think that'll be a huge help. Now, Tim, the question is, and Christian, this is for you too, like, will we see if Alex Graham is back? And I know all fans are kind of acting like he's the savior, but the dude, I can't wait to watch him, but he has yet to play a collegiate game. So we got to pump the brakes a little bit, but will we see Graham in at the slot and moving Kamari Ramsey back to safety? Because that changes a ton in the secondary. So Tim, what do you think of that?
Bye week allows you to do a lot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We may see a defense roll out there now. They got some healthy guys. Be a great off-speed pitch is all I'm going to say. If they're looking fastball, we come out, we give them something a little bit different. It may throw them off. Yeah. I mean, I'm certain that we are going to see something. I don't know that you could expect guys coming off of injury to be game ready. I mean, I know he's been practicing for a little while. It's a little different getting up to that game speed, but getting guys back, having a healthy Kamari Ramsey, man, I don't think people don't realize how much he was missed in the last game. I'm still waiting to have that, Can we have Fitzgerald and Ramsey at safety and have him back there, green dot, setting everybody up, getting that lineup, taking a lot off of Steven's plate? I mean, I think these are things, just the little things we're not even noticing. Then schematically, what it might allow us to do. I just want to see these guys. They're so damn athletic. I want to see these guys to be able to play fast, Ryan, Christian. I want them to be able to play downhill. They're going to need to against this team. I think they would. If we can make them one-dimensional, if we could take the run away from them and make them throw the ball, I want them to make them throw the ball, you know?
Mhm.
But in order to do that, I sure as heck, we need to have a pass rush. We're going to need to get him rattled early. And the last part of that is at home, they weren't able to do it on the road against Illinois, but the best defense is a good offense. I mean, if we could jump out to an early lead, especially at home, get the crowd behind us, get that freshman quarterback rattled, make him feel like he has to do something special. All these things are going to probably be a recipe for USC being successful. I'm sure they want to get to a quick start on offense, and I think they want to get in Underwood's head pretty damn early. Yeah. Take away that run, I think that you could do that.
Yeah. And, last year, obviously, this team is very different. Both teams. Last year, they ran the ball 46 times to 12 passes. Michigan, that is. So I don't think it'll look like that. Underwood threw the ball 28 times last week against Wisconsin. Part of that, I think, was because they had the game kind of handily. So they were able to, let him get more involved in the passing game than we've seen in prior weeks, kind of knowing going up against USC, that's what they're going to want to do. But it will still be a run heavy defense, and it'll be great to see how this front seven really bounces back. Christian, what do you think in terms of, would you rather see them just stack the box and kind of, not let them bleed us in the run, and hey, if they beat us through the air, so be it? Or are you more concerned about that secondary, so you want to see them kind of fortify that a little more?
Yeah, it's really tough. And my next question was, it kind of lines up with that, but part of me just feels like we do have to play more of the 4-3 with either Jaden or Tamir in there as the third linebacker, just so that we don't get gouged on the run game. Because if we lose the time of possession battle by something significant and our defense is just getting tired out, that's the last thing that we want to see.
Yeah, sometimes time possession can be a little bit overplayed, though. As long as I think we take away the run, Christian. As long as we're not letting them go on 13 play, 7-minute drives and stuff like that. As long as USC can get them off the field, which I think the key is going to be, and you're talking about with the linebacker, bringing an extra linebacker in, somehow just being stout up front, playing fast, sound run fits, playing good, disciplined football, and big, and playing physical. Because one of the problems last week, we got out physicaled.
Yep.
And it's not like Michigan plays a soft type of offense. If we thought that Illinois was playing, Illinois had a veteran offensive line. That's what they had going for them. They had some guys that have been in the weight room for a long time. And I think it showed. I think we, some of our younger linemen kind of got pushed around a little bit. There were some combo blocks in there, but I saw a lot of our defensive linemen 2, 3, 4 yards off the line, that messes everything up in the run defense. So we need to win the point of attack, and I hope these guys are ready for it. This isn't a 9:00 body clock kick. We're going to have some guys back that have been dinged up, guys that were in the game playing hurt. We all know that too. Just because they're out there on the field doesn't mean they're 100%. So you got that bye week to get healthy. I think that they had the bye week to rethink some stuff, reteach some stuff, get ready for this game, and play some sound, disciplined football. So that Rob Ryan's got those linebackers playing violent and playing discipline. Would you agree? Do you guys do we feel like our linebackers have taken over a game? Eric Gentry, EG, does what he does. Take him out of it. Last game, Stevens was up there as tied for the leading tackler on the team as well. But I want to see that contact at the line or behind the line of scrimmage. I want them meeting them in the hole, and really just taking control of that line of scrimmage. Because they did that, right? They did that last year. If you take away, you can't, but you take away those big explosive runs. I threw one of them up there on the screen a minute ago. You take away those big explosive runs, including the whole second half, Michigan couldn't move the ball at all. They get their first down on that long run. To set up the touchdown from about the 20-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
When after Jacoby scored that touchdown, there was a little over 2 minutes left, and you're looking at that offense with Orji. You're saying, "There's no way this team moves down the field and scores this touchdown." But then again, we had that big play breakout, and you saw some of those big plays in the first half, which I think they had 200 yards rushing in the first half, I guess. But then USC, Danton Lynn made some adjustments and just shut them down the second half. So I'm hoping that they have that kind of success at home early on, because if USC jumps out to the key of this thing, if USC jumps out to, I think we're going to, if USC jumps out to an early lead at home, gets cooking, and then makes Michigan have to win on the arm of a true freshman in Underwood, I think that's a lot to ask of them. And I think that's how USC should plan to win this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead, Christian. Were you going to say something?
Yeah, I agree. Shout out real quick. Jonah Monheim is in the game.
Jacksonville, baby.
Oh yeah. Sure,
don't tell people that there's other games on right now. Yes, sir. Go. Sorry.
sorry. Quick true or false? Alex Graham and Kendarius Reddick will play the majority of reps at nickel this week.
Ooh.
And Kamari will be back at safety.
Yeah. You want to answer first, Tim?
God, that's tough. Well, that goes right in the face of your 3 linebacker thing.
I know, but yeah, I mean, when we're in a 4-2-5.
I would say false. I think D. Riddick, we saw some like obviously some of the talent last week, but he was just kind of thrown in like, hey, no one's doing anything. Please just go out there and let's see what you can do. I think he's still a ways away because, I mean, missing, joining the team in June, so missing all of spring, getting injured in fall. So dude's a super talent. So I think they're excited. I think Alex Graham, I do think he'll dress. I think he's going to be healthy enough. I don't know if you want to throw him in for his first ever collegiate game in a must win against Michigan, unless he's fully ready. I think more so we'll see kind of what you were saying, Chris. I think we'll see a lot more 3 linebacker sets. And then when they do, so when they're in 4-3, Kamari's at safety. And then when they do have to go into a 5 DB set, they'll move Kamari down to nickel and put Christian Pierre in the back end at safety, because it won't be as frequently as we've seen in past weeks. So that's my opinion. But what do you think, Tim?
Yeah, I think you probably want that veteran presence. I kind of agree with what Gabe's saying here as well. With Andrew Marsh, I mean, a lot of my friends, Michigan friends, have been saying the same thing. This kid's a freshman, but he's a stud. He is a stud, and I think the key to USC is going to stop the run and just kind of cut down on the explosives. I think that USC's defense has to play sound, and getting beat, I think you're probably not going to want to have freshmen out there. I mean, I just don't think that's going to be in this game the thing they want to do. As much as we want to see Kamari back in his natural position, I think they're going to try to put him somewhere where he's going to be kind of that steadying force, like he's been doing that nickel position. I don't know. I mean, watch. I mean, it's a bye week. They're going to come out with something weird. I'm telling both of you that right now. It's going to be something's going to pop out. But
yeah, certainly could. But I think, like, to both your points, like, that's the beauty of what Ramsey's done this year. And I know fans haven't liked it, but if they do go more 3 linebackers like they should in this game, then you're able to just use Kamari like a true chess piece. You move on the back end when you're at 3 backers, you're moving up in the slot when you drop down to 2 backers and your dime packages. So, and you're not, there's not a huge transition there, because Pierce, we know, I think Pierce has been good as a safety, Christian Pierce, that is. So yeah, it'll be really interesting. But I agree, Tim. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if there's some wild card, like they've been trying Pierce at nickel or something. All of a sudden we see Christian Pierce in the slot.
I like Pierce up in
I'm not saying they will. I'm just saying I don't like crazy.
I don't like him man to man with Andrew Marsh. No, I don't think that's
no.
But I mean, I love him by the line of scrimmage. We've seen what he can do. He's one of those guys I'm talking about. Meets someone in the hole, and just we've seen it done before. And he's a hitter. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be fun to see what they do. I think it's gonna be interesting how they're doing. There'll be multiple fronts. I think they're gonna try to keep them guessing. And the thing about having the versatile players, they can swap it up there pretty quickly. So I don't know. It's too hard. There's been so much injury on this, on that secondary. It's been hard to get a kind of a handle on really who can be the answer. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. We've seen some guys play well, but we've also seen, with all the switching around, all the young guys out there, we've seen some mistakes and some blown coverages. So Although it has appeared, this is true. It has appeared that the blown coverages have been from the veteran guys, not the younger guys. So there you go. Maybe new to the system, but they're veteran players.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Anything else for us, Christian?
Yeah, real quick. What's your score prediction?
Ooh, Ryan.
So early in the week, I figured we'd be doing a lot of Michigan talk like on Wednesday and Thursday, but right now, it's 2-point favorite. The line keeps moving, right? USC was not a favorite. Then they moved to 1.5 and then I saw 2.5. And I think today it's 2. I mean, it's going to move a bunch, but they're a home barely favorite, basically a pick 'em. I do like USC at this point to bounce back. I think they match up well. We haven't talked offense. I think their offense is going to move the ball really well against, I think Michigan's defense is still a good unit, but it's not the Michigan defense's past. I mean, they've lost so many guys in the draft and have a lot of talent, but I just don't think it's what they were in the past. And this offensive line, even with guys injured, I think it's better than what it was last year, but we'll talk more about, if Page is back and whatnot, which I kind of think he will be. So I'm giving a long-winded answer because I don't know a score, but I guess I'll go with I'll keep a very simple score. I'll go 31-24. Very basic, not crazy numbers. 31-24. USC wins and covers.
I see a little bigger. I actually feel a little bit bigger than that. I think SC 34 and 34-21. I just have a good feeling, and I think those at least 2 of those touchdowns that Michigan gets are going to be on explosives. I just don't call me too optimistic on this one. I think that Lynn kind of has something dialed up.
Yeah. What would you rather have? What would you rather have, Tim and Christian? You can answer this too. Would you rather have? And I'm pulling numbers out, just not thinking about how many drives. Like this is probably gonna be a less drive game because of how much Michigan wants to run. We're talking probably 10 possessions per team ish in that range. So let's say, what would you rather have? Michigan has 2 explosive touchdowns, but USC forces 6 3-and-outs, or USC allows 0 explosives, but allows like 3 just death by 1,000 paper cuts, 3rd down conversions to 1st downs. What would you rather have?
I like the first one because that means that we're probably controlling the ball and we're moving it, and our defense is fresh. So yeah, I mean, I'd rather have that. They're going to bust a couple, because I do think they're going to. But like I was talking about with Lynn, as much as I was talking last week on how they've got film on our defense, we got film on their offense. And if you give the thing with Lynn is they hadn't seen Orgy, right? So that first half against Michigan in Ann Arbor last year, there was no film how they're going to run that offense. And so, but now with Bryce Underwood, they've got 5 games of film on him, and so they're going to have a pretty good idea on how to cover him. And I really do think that USC does a pretty good job taking the run away, and then they're going to have to win this game through the air. And I think that Bryce Underwood is a hell of a quarterback prospect. I think he's a good freshman quarterback, but it's hard to do a lot of damage. And I do think I think what we've been seeing the last couple of weeks, USC has to get out there and prove they can do this, but there's a lot of talent on that USC field. And I mean, I'm not jumping off the coach. I mean, there's a lot of people. I heard people are all over Lynn in the last week or so. It's part about being a fan, but I'm not ready to pretend like all of a sudden that the defense and coaching staff that we watched last year made so much improvement, all of a sudden just disappeared. So I think with the bye week, I think with a freshman quarterback, I think that they will get a couple explosives because our defense, until shown otherwise, you guys, gives out big plays, But I do think we're gonna have success, like you said, Ryan. I do think that, yeah. And his accuracy too, he's just throwing just a little bit over 50%, like 57, 58%, completion percentage for him. So, I mean, it's not like he's dialed in, even as a freshman. And you guys, really quickly though, before we move on, appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. There's like 200 plus of you guys on my Twitter. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. That's awesome for the support. But we're really trying to build a YouTube channel. So if you guys are over there on Twitter, the link is right there in the on my Twitter page. If you guys could join us over here in YouTube, it'd be a great way to support the channel. Those of you guys are here on YouTube, thank you guys so much. Make sure you're liking the show and subscribing. We're just over 6,000. We're almost to 6,200 now, which is gonna be a nice little number, 6,200. So appreciate everyone being here. The channel is growing, but if you could, you guys come on over from the Twitter side, join the YouTube channel. We're really trying to build a YouTube channel. Thank you all for being here.
Yeah, love it. So, Christian, anything else for us?
Not tonight. Appreciate you guys taking the call.
Always,
right,
thanks for always calling. Appreciate you.
Yeah, Christian has always been a huge supporter. I mean, going back well over a year now. So thank you for the call. That opens up a line for you guys, 888-997-4539. Give us a call. USC is still in this thing. And with Penn State losing, Ohio State and Oregon sure look tough, Ryan. I mean, when you talk about complete rosters, and I couldn't have been more wrong about Ohio State. I thought Ohio State had lost a lot. I thought, how are you going to replace two coordinators, two really good coordinators? That's not looking so hot right now. What happened to Penn State and Patricia's really got. He really has this. Now, don't get me wrong. This Ohio State defense is very talented, littered with NFL guys. Yeah. But I mean, no one can score a touchdown on these guys. Kind of hard to beat a team, or better yet, it's a hell of a testament to a defense. Is that we'll let you guys get in field goal range and we'll let you kick a field goal, but we're not going to let you get into the end zone. Right, Ryan? Are you pretty impressed with what Ohio State's doing as far as, especially with Patricia and that defense?
Yeah, I mean, how can you not be? They are, I think, right now the most complete team in college football, and that's even with a redshirt freshman quarterback who has, and Julian Sayin started looking better and better, and he's still a redshirt freshman. It hasn't been dominant, but he's definitely gotten better. So, but yeah, this just shows you a little bit too of like when you think about coaches, and this is more in context to Danton Lynn. Is you kind of have to take it sometimes week by week, or, sometimes take a breath, right? I mean, Jim Leonard is by all accounts maybe the best defensive coordinator in college football. He's certainly the most highest paid now. Penn State made him the highest paid DC in college football, paying him annually like $3.3 million, stealing him away from Ohio State after they swung and missed on Danton Lynn. And the dude just gave up 42 points to a UCLA team that averaged 14.3 a game. Yikes. 14.3 a game to New Mexico, to UNLV. And they scored 42 on Jim Leonard and Penn State. So that's just, sometimes you got to take a step back. Like, all right, it was an off week, or it was an off couple weeks, or the players aren't executing, or there's so much that goes into it. But to your question, because Matt Patricia, right? Matt Patricia's the guy that after leaving Bill Belichick, everyone's like, this guy can't coach. This guy was clearly just riding the coattails of Bill Belichick. And now all of a sudden he's like, wow, this guy can coach. This guy knows defenses. Look at Ohio State. So sometimes that product, once you get to that point where your team is just like a well-oiled machine, you kind of get to that plug and play spot with coaches as well. And that's what I truly believe. Thank you, Jim Knowles, not Jim Leonard. Thanks, Paul. Jim Leonard, also a great defensive mind, by the way, who is, I think, what is he? Is he still up with the Broncos as a staff member? He was like a DC candidate anyway. But I think this is what Lincoln Riley has, and we're not even close to there yet. And I do believe now maybe the chatter on Lynn has cooled a little bit. But when he built this staff, it was kind of like building guys that could replicate whenever, if and when Lynn did leave, with the likes of Belk, with the likes of Henne, with the likes of, go down the list. And so you just kind of get to that plug and play mentality in year, hopefully 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're not there yet. We got a ways to go. But Ohio State is just proving what the machine can look like once you have that little bit of success. So another long-winded answer to him, Tim. But yeah, Ohio State has looked pretty dang good. And I think we're very fortunate USC does not have to play them this year. Unless the Big Ten championship, baby. That'd be fun.
We're playing them this year. It's just gonna be, it's going to be after the season is when they're going to be
fantastic.
Yeah. Ohio State and seem like they're rolling, and we're gonna face one of them in the Big Ten championship game. Sure, why not? I see it. Don't you guys? Of course we are.
Yeah. Illinois. Let's just call it what it is, right? Bad loss, but Illinois is a good team.
Yeah, people talk about USC just got blown out or something. People make it sound like USC just completely laid an egg, and they lost on a field goal on the road against a ranked Big Ten team. Do you know what I mean? But if you listen to the national media talk, now we're also we were an afterthought before. I think people just want to see some consistency from USC, and I think quite frankly, they got to show it. I mean, we can talk about all we want.
We want to see it too, yeah.
Right?
We're not sitting here
being right there and almost winning. What does that even mean? 1 or 2 plays away. What does that even mean? USC's got to start closing these deals, especially on the road. These close losses. I mean, talk to Iowa. Close losses don't mean anything. Who cares? I mean, not Iowa, Nebraska. Close losses close losses get you fired. You know what I mean? That's eventually if you keep losing them. So
this is a. Have you ever seen a month bigger with only 2 games? I mean, this is a massive month for the Lincoln Riley era, and there's only 2 games. Michigan, Notre Dame. That's it. 2 buys, 2 games.
Yeah, it's so big that I think the first one having the momentum, having it at home. You guys also on that home note, make sure you guys are getting out to the game. Do not sell your tickets, for God's sake. I made a joke on the podcast with Gabe where I said that as soon as we lost them, 1,000 tickets just went on sale at StubHub. Because I mean, the sky's not falling, guys. It's one loss. Did the loss down? I will say this, I won't downplay the loss. So here's the problem with the loss of why the national media jumped. That the real reason is because we lost the same way we always lose. You know what I mean? And really losing close games on the road with our defense unable to stop the other team as they score the go-ahead touchdown. It's kind of something we've seen for quite a while now, and until we can reverse that, it's as much as it pisses me off, it's hard to argue. I think it's an ignorant point of view. I think they are whistling past the graveyard. I think they know that USC is kind of just a spring that's being pushed down. Eventually that spring's going to get loose, but I mean, losing the same way we've been losing for the last couple of years, it's kind of hard to clap back on people when they're just saying, well, I mean, show us. And USC hasn't shown. So yeah, it's tough. It's tough right now, but we aren't in the situation. We're not 2-3 right now. You know what I mean? We're not 3-2 right now. You're 4-1. Everything's still ahead of you.
Yep.
You just got to start winning. And yeah, these next 2 games clearly are going to let us know. And so here's the thing. The road games we talked about earlier, just like the NFL, just like in the Big Ten, these road games, those are tough, but you have to win at home. You got to hold your home court. You know what I mean? You just do. You have to. SC has to win. SC lost a close one to Michigan last year in Ann Arbor. Now you got them at home. You'll have the crowd behind you. This team plays very well at home, and this is not a complete Michigan team. And I think I've said a couple times now. Think the way to stop this team is to stop the run and make them with Underwood's arm. And so made a good point. That Ryan, I'll throw it to you. They said, "Is this kind of like Aiden Childs?" Let me see if I can find it.
Oh,
he compared like like a mobile quarterback. Maybe it's not so accurate. Throwing. Mm-hmm. I think that there are some similarities, but I'm curious. What are your thoughts, Ryan?
Yeah, great question. I'd love to kind of watch a little bit more tape. I think comparing the two. Obviously, there's, like you said, Tim. There is 5 games now of Bryce Underwood. I think there's some similarities for sure when you look at the arm talent, when you look at the size, when you look at the mobility. And you mentioned it, kind of like a little bit of inaccuracy. Like we saw Aiden Childs, miss some open guys in that Michigan State game at the Coliseum. So, Bryce Underwood, I think, has done that a little bit. I watched the entire Wisconsin game last weekend, and there was I remember there was one, like, this sometimes just happens, but there was like a swing pass that he just like slipped out of his hand completely, and it would have gone for a first down. It was on 3rd down, and he ends up like throwing a duck 10 yards over the guy's head. And you're like, what happened? The replay just shows it somehow slipped. So sometimes those are just like pure accidents, but I do think, obviously a lot of his mechanics and development is still in progress. He's a true freshman. So, and Aiden Childs is older than him, but still very raw as well. So I think it's a fair comparison on the surface. And if USC can do what they did to Childs, where they were able to get after him, got lots of pressure on him. But they have 4 or 5 sacks in that game, I think, Tim. Yeah. I don't remember the exact number off the top of my head, but if they can really have that same blueprint they'll have a lot of success. Now, obviously, Michigan is much better at running the football than Michigan State, and that's where the offenses are big difference. But in terms of the blueprint for stopping a quarterback, to that comment, I think, yeah, there's a lot from the recipe they can take from the Michigan State game to deploy to this Michigan game. And it's at home. Same thing. The atmosphere will be similar. Yeah. So I think so. What do you think?
Yeah. Childs is a third-year guy, right?
Yes.
He was with...
Because he transferred with
Oregon
Jonathan
State.
Smith from Oregon State, right?
Yeah, he transferred over to Oregon State the second year, I think, right? Both of them at MSU. So, I mean, he's a third-year guy. But, I mean, stylistically, I see your point. Stylistically, yeah, they're similar quarterbacks. And I think that they're going to... But like you said, I think that you're going to see better athletes on offense. We'll see how USC plays. USC plays up to their potential. I think this game, USC wins this by at least 2 scores. I think this game's over. I really do. I really think that USC can really pull away in this game. But if USC plays the way they played the last couple of weeks, we'll see. So I think Underwood will be better. I think he's a great prospect, but he's just not. He's a true freshman. And when I heard he was going to be starting, I liked our odds, even in preseason. That at the beginning of the season, that he was going to be the quarterback. My faith in this team wouldn't weigh up. There was a question also going back to last year, which is always pretty interesting. And it just seems like Ohio State, is it me? I mean, because I heard all the Big Ten fans tell me this when we first got here. They say that Michigan and Ohio State get all the calls. And usually everyone always just says that, which is funny because USC was by far the best team, especially in the Pete Carroll years. But we were still the most flagged team during the Pete Carroll years. But just curious. We saw, I was there in Ann Arbor. And I got to watch, looking down 200 millimeter lens, just all the crazy calls in that game. It was where I learned there was no holding. Holding does not exist in the Big Ten because some of this egregious holds in that game that I watched. I couldn't even believe it. So I'm hoping that they call it. I think it's in USC's best interest if they call it tight because we want to shut down their run game and we want our pass rush to get home. And so I think when they allow holding, it really does set USC up, behind the 8 ball. I don't know your thoughts are on that.
Do you think, Tim? I've been thinking about this a little bit and not excusing it because there's a way, and Lincoln Riley has even said this, like they've got to coach it to where you're doing it to an extent, but not obviously getting penalized. But with this rash of hands to the face penalties that USC have gotten this year, like, do you think that is a little bit of a counteract to how to basically attack being held nonstop? Like, was this maybe, and this is just my pure, I haven't talked to anyone. This is my pure speculation in terms of like just looking at actual trench warfare, if you will, and kind of like watching film and different ways. Like when you're getting egregiously held on every play, obviously hands to the face is illegal but you can kind of get away with stuff here and there if the helmet doesn't pop off and it's not like the guy's head's jarring back, and that's going to naturally get you off being held anyway. Do you think maybe there was some of this coaching a little bit? Like, hey, we're not getting calls on holding. How are you going to get away from these holds? Here's a tactic on how to do that.
You can't go full on Deacon Jones on them, give them the hold.
No, exactly. You can't be ripping helmets off.
You can get your hands up in there, but you can't you can't flip helmets off, right? You got to let go right away. I don't know what they're doing, but it was better in the last game. I don't think we got one call. As a matter of fact, hands to the face.
It was way better
in the last game.
I just wonder, like, it was so much early if that was like a talking point. And again, I think 1000% these coaches are not saying like, yeah, we're going to just like jack these guys in the face. But I'm sure there was some tactics of like how to, push away to get away from being held. And then guys just took it too far. And obviously that's why they got penalized.
I just wanted to call holding.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I mean, I just flipped
this
happen, Tim. So last year in Ann Arbor, they ran the ball like 30. If you got a second, look it up. 36 times, 40 times. Michigan ran the ball.
46.
0 holding. Not one holding call the entire game. The most egregious one isn't even in this photo. But let me look at this. Look at 71. Just grabbing him from behind. You got 51 holding on for dear life on Pepe. I know the play's gone off to the left, but I mean, anyone watch the end of that game, the final touchdown? That guy, I don't know his name, who they had in there, but the guy had like
it was Colson Loveland, their tight end. Yeah, it was Loveland. First round tight end.
No, Loveland was out. He didn't play in that game.
No, he played didn't he play with the club? But he wasn't like a receiving threat.
Club? I'm not sure. I thought he didn't play. No, I don't know. Okay, anyway,
it doesn't matter. Either way, it was a guy with a club. Yeah,
go watch it. He's literally got his arms wrapped around on that touchdown. Was it Shelby? I can't remember who it was. If it was Shelby that got held, I don't remember. But
I had Michigan fans arguing with me saying like, well, he has a club. What do you expect him to do? I'm like, you still can't bear hug a guy.
You can't grab guys. It's called Big Ten. That's called holding. Okay. You got to stay inside. You can't wrap your arms around people. You can't bear hug people. And it's just frustrating. And what it does is it negates athleticism. Like, I think a lot of their guys are quick and then do more like a bull rush kind of thing. But if you got quicker guys that are kind of getting around, right, that good bend that USC has from the guys on the outside, if you allow guys to reach out and grab them, then it just negates that pass rush, you know? And even in the Illinois game, there were a couple of plays. Guy that's on the touchdown run, you can see the guy just grabbing onto Eric Gentry on that play. It bounced down the swing pass. You know, when the shoulder pad's completely exposed because the jersey's been pulled so much that it's just ripped up around their neck. I mean, it's rough to watch. You know what? USC just get out there, start fast, shut down their run game, and then we don't have to worry about what the refs do, because I don't think the SC is going to get a break in these games. Just doesn't seem like. And then the end of that Penn State game, and then don't even start on the Minnesota game where they rewrite the rules up in the booth, so they don't even see the football. Apparently, if you think that he got in, then just say, he got in. You know, give Fleck a high five and let's go row the boat. I mean, that's what happened at the end of that Minnesota game. So
that was bad.
You just can't leave it up to the refs. You know what I mean? And if you're playing, it sucks if you're playing like 15 guys instead of 11. I mean, that's kind of hard to do, but it's just life, right? Just got to go out there and win.
Yeah. I mean, you got to take the refs out of it. So got to go out and dominate in all three phases and win more battles than you lose, and you can take the refs out, hopefully. So that's what's gonna happen.
We need a new strategy. We need a new strategy, Ryan. I think we appreciate all of the we got like 300 people, 330 people on Twitter, with over 300 people on Twitter. Appreciate all of you guys being here. But we are trying to build the YouTube channel. Maybe we might just have to stick to the YouTube, because I don't think we can get anyone come over here from Twitter. So we appreciate everyone being here, but maybe one day they'll come over and check out YouTube.
They'll come. Build it and they will come.
So I think we're going to get ready to wrap up. It's almost been an hour. We got close to 400 people on here right now. Phone number 888-997-4530. Now we got a special guest on right now. Hi caller. Why don't you let them know where you're from? So I know where you're from, and your name, please.
How you doing? LV live from the East Coast. Fight on. How you boys doing tonight?
Fight on, LV. How you doing? So what do you think of all the chatter about penalties and corn and nickelbacks and Michigan coming to town?
Yeah, man. I mean, I think it's exciting. I mean, this is what we knew when we were signing up for the 10. I mean, that's just what the Big Ten is. I mean, they've been doing this for decades. I mean, this is nothing new. Ground and pound. I mean, that's just they've never been known as a finesse conference, right? So, I mean, this is what it is. I mean, you know, you just got to kind of adjust to it. I thought that later on in the season last year, started to adjust to the way the Big Ten is played and the way it's called. And I thought we started playing better offensively on the line. I'm really calling because I was calling last week for you guys. I'm so busy with the Yanks and the Knicks. You know what I mean? Yanks is struggling right now, man. Hopefully we win tomorrow. If not, the season is over. So I've been so busy on my channel. But I think a lot of people, like, just with everything that, like, college football is just so much parity now, man. You see what happened to Penn State. You see what happened to Texas. It's so different now than what it used to be. Like, do you guys think there's ever going to be any more powerhouse teams? I don't think that's ever going to be, with so many teams kids transferring to different schools. Like, it's just totally different now. I think the days of being like an undefeated, dominant team, like how USC was in Alabama, I think them days are long. So the way we lost to Illinois, like I didn't have a problem with it because I said, okay, we didn't play our best game, but we still had a chance to win the game. You know what I mean? We were winning with like a minute left, and they just came down and they scored. So to me, us having a week off set things up perfectly for us to be playing Michigan in LA. Like this is a perfect setting and a perfect time, 4:15, for us to really put up some numbers and really for the whole country to see, and then we can get back in the ranking column. I think this is a sneaky game for us because I think last game I think woke us up a bit because I think we were kind of skating and kind of riding high. I think this can bring things back to where guys can kind of get refocused. We can get healthy, and I think we're going to have a big game this Saturday. What say you guys?
Yeah, I've had this game circled for a while, and I think the players know it. I think Gabe brought up a point earlier. It's like they lose this game, and then now you're counting on going into South Bend, right? if you're hoping to pull out of a nosedive by going into South Bend and playing the Irish, I'm not saying it can't happen, but that's a place that USC doesn't win very often. I think you need to hold serve at home. I know this is definitely all these games are winnable. I think including this Michigan game. You know, every game. USC's been favored in every game, correct? I mean, you know, so in Vegas we've been favored in every game. We're gonna be favored. We're not gonna be favored in South Bend. I don't think. Don't know. Depends on how we look in this game. Michigan's always played.
Well, I mean, no, get him. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm just saying, you know, Michigan has always played USC pretty tough, you know, just throughout the years.
Right.
And even those high flying USC Pete Carroll teams, Norm Chow teams, Kiffin teams, you know, they've been able to slow down the high flying attack, and USC's defense really in those games, if you remember them from, you know, the Pete Carroll years, that the defenses were just all over Navarre. Remember that? I mean, it's just like they were just in the backfield, just attacking, and
yes,
that's what USC has. And the line, we have good linebackers. And you look at USC and you look at this Danton Lynn system and you look at what USC's been successful. People keep talking about USC and like West Coast and softball. Yeah, they didn't watch a lot of USC football over the years because, you know, tell Sua Cravens he's a soft linebacker. You know what I mean? Go back there and tell Ray Luga that he's a soft linebacker. You know, that's not USC style of football.
Yeah, even my guy from out east here, Brian Cushing.
Brian, right?
I mean, I remember when I remember seeing him play in high school at Bergen Catholic. Cushing was a monster, man.
Yeah,
he was a monster. I thought he was going to stay out east and go to school. Then I found out he was going out to USC. I said, USC, I don't know if they know they got themselves one. So I wasn't surprised that he wound up starting for you guys. Like, I wasn't shocked because I remember seeing him in high school, how good he was. So the reality of this is this. Look, man, I think any game is winnable, Tim. And Ryan, I think any game is winnable. I think even going up to Oregon is winnable. If you see the way teams are losing, I don't think there's any team that's pretty much can say, okay, it's a sure shot. This is the best team in the country. Like, because Ohio State, they're good. But then I wouldn't be surprised if they go down and lose to Illinois. I wouldn't be surprised they lose. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the beauty of this. And so I just think the fans should just kind of, because I saw a lot of fans just kind of getting irate just with Lincoln and the team. And, you know, just, I'm like, man, look, guys, it's just one game. Like, you guys got to let them kind of go through certain things. And then you see what you have. Because I think we do have a better team this year. And so I think we'll be fine. I think we're going to kind of show pretty much the country this, because if we put up some numbers against Michigan, I think that's going to put the whole nation on notice, man. So, listen, man, it's getting late out here in the East Coast. I just wanted to jump in, Tim, you know, show you some love, man. You guys do a great job. Ryan, you've been doing great on the solos, man. I've been catching it, hitting that like button for you guys. You guys keep it going, man. All right? Fight on from the East Coast, boys. Take care, man.
Fight on, LB. Man, LB. Always supporting for years. Yeah.
He's the man. I'm pulling for the Yankees for LV because I want a Dodgers-Yankees World Series rematch. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I mean, just circling back though to the whole USC thing, Ryan. USC's defense and people were jumping all over and freaking out over the two losses, and I said to you, although I agree, it's just the way it's just LV. It just seems like the reason why the fans are freaking out is not because it's just one loss. It's how we just keep losing almost the same way. It's almost kind of creepy the way we just almost, it follows this pattern, right? And the caller, hang on one second. The silver lining is this is a young team. This is a young team. And with young teams, those reps, I mean, Jaden Maab is playing out of his mind. He's just going to keep getting better. Young guys like Tanuk Hines, they're just going to keep getting better. Christian Pierce, not the youngest, but in experience, it's just going to keep getting better.
The linebacker room.
Yeah, Steven's just going to keep getting. So it's improving and surviving. The problem is they can't keep taking these body blows. They can't. You lose the 2 games, and then if you lose a second game, and then now you're looking at having to go through, go to Austin and go to South Bend, then then you're really putting your backs up against the wall. But if USC can get past Michigan, get some momentum going, and let's say and take one in Ann Arbor, in South Bend.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, that's a lot to ask.
Ooh, it'd be fun.
But this team will, again, continue to get better, continue to get those reps, continue to get that experience, continue to get that confidence. And you get a win against Michigan at home, build some confidence. Then you go out on the road and beat your rival on the road. Now you got some swag to go along with all this talent. Those young guys have more and more reps behind them. And then this could be a dangerous team. This could be a dangerous team late in the season. The problem is, will they have something to play for? By the way, I do think no one's going to want to play at the end of the year. The problem is, will USC be playing for anything at that point? Hi, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Tim. This is John from Detroit, man.
John, good to hear from you again. Right on. How you doing?
Yeah, man. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Of course, a big game this week. We owe them one, I think, from last year. Shouldn't have lost the game last year.
Yeah, they stole that one.
You was right. Yeah, they stole it up and adjustments are made, but your answer is no, there's no holding. There's no holding in the Big Ten.
No. None.
I live in Big Ten. I live in Big Ten country. The thing is with people here, they're always saying, man, y'all don't belong in the conference, and y'all can't play in the conference. I'm tell you something. It's funny because when I went to work today, everybody always remind me when the Pac-10 schools lose. I said, no one's saying anything to me today, though. Nobody's talking about UCLA, and nobody's talking about Washington. I'm like, what's up, guys? I say, so the thing is like, what we got to do is, though, I hated the loss at Illinois, so I know we had some injuries and stuff like that, but again, they're a pretty solid football team. I ain't saying they're a great football team, but they're a pretty solid
they are
team. And even in the game when they lost, they had like 3 starters out. I mean, I think they had 3 or 4 starters out in the back end. That's hard to do at Indiana. I don't really know how good Indiana is, but people say they're better than they were last year. I guess I'll get a chance to check them out this weekend. But I agree with you. If we can win Saturday, take one on the chin at South Bend, but then we have to win at Oregon, and that's the thing. It's going to come down to the Oregon game. And the thing about it is, I know they would be motivated to play against them. I know we would be motivated to play against them. I mean, we got some players that was playing with us. They up there, and like I told my son, I got 3 sons. Just man, love Michigan, this and that. And it's kind of funny because the things have kind of turned. When they were little, the game you mentioned about Navarro, I took them to that game. I was at the game. So, and I mean, my younger son was crying and stuff, after the game. I said, hey, that's how we do, man. That's what USC do. but it's kind of flipped now. Now they be giving me the business. I was giving them the business back in the day when they were kids, but now they're on grown, man, and they're giving me the business. But I think it's gonna come down to that. I just want to see us. I just want to see us at our full potential. I mean, we got some injuries, and I know injuries is a part of the game. But again, I just want to see us at our full potential. And the thing about it is, I'm with you there, Tim. It's like when people tell me, oh, man, y'all can't play in this conference and stuff like that. It's not like we getting blown out. It's like, man,
Last year, it's like we led in the fourth quarter every single game.
Mm-hmm.
Every single game.
Wait, John, I got a question.
It's
John,
not like we're getting blown out.
John.
Yeah.
Which Big Ten teams have winning records against USC historically?
None.
One.
That I remember.
Now one. It was
One.
4. It was 4-4 Michigan State, but now it's
Michigan
5. But
State,
now it's
Michigan
5.
State, you're right.
But now it's 5-4. Now it's 5-4 USC.
5-4, right.
So the traditional
you're
Big
right.
Ten,
You're right.
including
Yeah.
Penn State, USC has the all-time record against Ohio State, Michigan. I mean, heck,
Yeah.
Ohio State hadn't beaten USC since the early 70s until they beat USC in that bowl game.
In
So
that Cotton Bowl. Yeah, in that Cotton Bowl.
So
yeah, you're right. But see, I remember all of them, and that's the thing. Now, one thing I don't remember is I don't know if we've ever played Michigan actually at the Coliseum. So this would be a first for me to see. I ain't saying that it hasn't been, but
yeah, good point.
Usually it's Rose Bowls. But this is something else too. I don't know if you guys know this. The last the best 3 high school quarterbacks in the state of Michigan, the last 3 years, well, going back 4 years ago, we're going to play against.
CJ Carr.
You got CJ Carr next week, and then you got more at Oregon. And so, but this is funny because when they were all in high school at the same time, the guy who everybody thought was the best was Bryce Underwood. As a sophomore, no one could believe he was a sophomore. I mean, he was just bigger and stronger. Nobody could and him and CJ Carr was in the same conference, so they were going at each other every year. And finally, CJ's last year, Bryce really, they beat him kind of bad. They beat him kind of bad. But the thing is, like I said, I'm not one of these guys. I'm not jumping off, because I know it's still a lot to play for in the season. It really is. But I'm gonna tell you, people here, I'm telling you, in the Midwest, period. I mean, they do not like that the Pac-10 schools are in this conference. And somehow with the calls with the referee, I kind of think they don't like it neither. That's just me. Maybe I'm being biased because that's my team, but I'm telling you, they love to see, because I knew guys that hated Ohio State. I mean, hated their guts. But when they played Oregon, they was like, no. We want Ohio State to win. They don't want these Pac-10 schools to, because I keep telling them, as soon as we figure out the recruiting stuff, as soon as we get that figured out. See, I like what my man has done out at Miami. He's put a fence around Dade County again. So the thing about it is you're not going there to get the lineman. You're not going there to get that. And we just got to do a better job. And I know we got the #1 recruiting class, but again, as I told you last year, it's still, we got to hold on to these guys and we got to win. If everything goes south, them guys, they're going to start, decommitting and going somewhere else. So we got to keep it going, man. We got to keep it going, man.
Yeah, I think USC is going to win. They're going to win enough to keep that class. That class seems something special. I'd be lying if I didn't tell you. I mean, because I'm not a youngster. I grew up on even the Pete Carroll years. You had NFL guys, but I mean before that though, the Robinson guys when I was really little. Oh yeah, really little. Oh, you my dad says it was you had all pros backing up all pros on those offensive lines for John Robinson, but you had like Hall of Fame. There's like 5 golden jackets from yellow jackets for Hall of Famers, going all the way back to
but your dad's right. But that's how it was though. That's exactly
that's what they need.
I was, and the thing about it.
Losing Maui Goa, like losing a guy like Maui Goa, and every time I see him on that Miami line, I go, you look at that and you want to have that going. To answer your question, USC has played Michigan at home. It was the second ever game they played in 1957. USC lost 16-6 at home. Yeah, so they're 0-1, but they're 6-5 overall against Michigan. So this is a big game. Losing that game in Ann Arbor and the way we did, that was rough because they hadn't beaten USC since 1988 before that. And that was the one win they had. USC was at that point before last year was 6-1 against them going all the way back to 1969. So when they tell you that USC doesn't belong in the Big Ten, we were whooping up on Ohio State. It was a given. The Big Ten, we owned the Rose Bowl. Nobody, you look at our Rose Bowl record, nobody even comes close to that. So anyone in the Big Ten saying USC doesn't belong in the Big Ten, I'm sorry, Big Ten, how long has USC been in your conference? This is only the second year USC's there. You got people running their mouths like, oh, well, your first year, you didn't really get it done, so I guess you don't belong here.
Yeah.
Well, Tim, you got to think, Tim and John, you got to think they hate USC because USC always beat up on them in the Rose Bowl and everywhere else. They have winning records. Obviously, they're going to hate USC and be like, we don't want you in our fraternity here. Makes sense.
You know the only thing worse than getting dominated on national television by the Trojans in the Rose Bowl is when they're sitting and seeing the snow drifts in their front yard and their cars covered in snow, and they're looking at 75 degrees and Keith Jackson talking about how beautiful it is at the Rose Bowl as USC dominates their team. The games like that Penn State game recently, where the game was over at halftime. That first Rose Bowl, not the exciting finish we had in the 2017 Rose Bowl, but the one before that, where it was just the game was. My brother and I were just at the beer garden, just drinking at halftime because this thing, it was over. I mean, Joe Pa was just going to get sent off into oblivion. They came back a little bit, made it interesting at the end, but that game was over at halftime. And that's the kind of domination USC has had. I mean, ask Iowa, ask Illinois, go back further, ask. I think a lot of the Northwestern people still hate USC because their golden season, they go in, they're all excited to go into the Rose Bowl, and then Keyshawn Johnson, the boys shut that dream down. So, I mean, USC has always owned them.
Yeah, it's kind of breaking up here. Sometimes that happens, but that's all I got tonight, man. But I'm gonna try to call in a little bit, man. I'm hoping I'm calling in next week after we win. That's the one thing. Got to win next week.
It'll be a good celebration. We'll be on Sunday morning. Victory Sunday.
Okay, man.
Let's hear that call on Sunday. All right. Thank you, John.
Thanks,
Always
John.
a great call. Appreciate you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay.
I'm trying my best, Ryan, to try to get some. Maybe we got one lined up. They got a couple calls lined up here. Let's see if one of these guys is a Big Ten fan. Did you see me laying on pretty thick? I wanted to get, because I was telling you, I used to get a lot of Big Ten calls and on the other channel. So I'm hoping I laid on really extra thick so I could probably get maybe a Michigan fan or an Ohio State fan here. Hi, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, man. This is Mike calling from Seattle, man.
Mike, how you doing? Thanks for calling in.
I'm doing good. I called you last season, man. I'm an Illinois fan. I was calling you last season, and you was giving y'all a hard time, man.
Well, you guys played great. Congratulations.
Yeah, great win.
I mean, yeah, but let me tell you something, man. As an Illinois fan, we don't think we better than USC. Okay, we never thought that. Illinois fans not like that, man. We not like, oh, we better than you guys. We like some of the nicest fans in the big. Now you may have the idiot Indiana fans that you have to worry about, or the idiot Purdue fans. Those are the most annoying fan base. As an Illinois fan, I like USC. It's just weird. I don't have no animosity towards USC. I hate Purdue and Indiana and
Mike,
Wisconsin and Iowa.
Mike.
Okay, I don't have no problem with you guys. I hate Wisconsin and Iowa, Purdue, and Indiana with a passion. Okay? That's who I hate.
Have you ever met any fans? Because they're pretty annoying too. I gotta admit. I don't hate them.
Oh, the Oregon
I don't
fans,
really
I've
hate
never
them.
met. So you guys are new to the Big Ten, and USC, and it's right. We know everybody in the Big Ten know USC is a dominant program. We're not coming in like, oh, we better than USC and all that stuff. A lot of Big Ten teams was afraid. I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of Big Ten, I was afraid as an Illinois fan, like, damn, USC coming. Oh, crap. We got to worry about them now. Now we have to worry about Ohio State and trying to beat Michigan. Now USC coming in, we may not never win a game. So it wasn't like, oh, USC is soft and nobody thought that. It was just a game. I'm just like, dude, it's Big Ten. I've seen crap teams. I've seen crap Purdue teams and Northwestern teams beat Ohio State. It's just, to me, like any given day, a team can, excuse my language, we got blown out by Indiana. So we're not going to come in and talk like because we beat USC, like we the best.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you guys also have a history with us. I mean, you
like,
probably remember Juice Williams. You guys had a great season going. You guys came to the Rose Bowl, and
we got
USC
spanked.
showed up.
I remember that. Yes.
So I mean, but what I'm trying to say is, and I wasn't talking about I'm not talking about every Big Ten school, and I'm not talking about every fan of Oregon or every fan of Ohio State or Michigan, because they're amazing fans of every school. I'm talking about just a lot of the louder ones, especially on Twitter. The way they talk about USC, like USC's like something in the past, or USC doesn't belong, can't play in the Big Ten. Dude, we've been there for one season. Like one season.
I don't know no real fans that think like that, because with USC does good, the Big Ten teams do good. And if you guys go to the playoffs, we're gonna be cheering for you because you Big Ten. You are brothers. I mean, I know we had stuff in the past, I know it's like, I mean, you got a lot of new fans, man, that's jumping in on the bandwagon, and who I can't stand is the Indiana fans. Indiana has done absolutely nothing in the history of the Big Ten. They had one good season, out of nowhere. And now these are the most annoying fans in the Big Ten, Indiana fans. I mean, their whole program is garbage. I'm telling you, they have done nothing. And then go look up Indiana's football history in the Big Ten. They're the worst team in the Big Ten. Somehow they got Cignetti out of somewhere, and he's coming in, and this is just a miracle. He's just a miracle coach, in my opinion, because Indiana's a dead program. But those fans, and I ran into some annoying Oregon fans, but what has Oregon won? Can you tell me the last championship Oregon has won? And the only reason Oregon is relevant is because of Phil Knight, okay? Can we just be honest with it?
Yeah.
Okay, because Oregon would be in the same soup as Oregon State. And matter of fact, Oregon State is bigger than Oregon. So, I mean, like, okay, you got Phil Knight, and he pumped in $40 million, and he's buying players from all over the country. And what I don't like about Oregon is this, man. How is Oregon going to let Phil Knight recruit kids and tell them they can have their own shoe deal? Shouldn't that be illegal? I think that should be illegal for the CEO of Nike to be calling kids all over the country and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to give you your own shoe contract. I'm going to give you your own shoe deal if you come to Oregon. Man, that's not fair. That's unfair competition. You know what I mean? Because
You're preaching to the choir. You're preaching to the choir.
I don't want to hear about Oregon. I mean, they're not relevant in my opinion.
They won't be much longer.
We got a comment, Mike, that says Indiana is the Oregon of the Midwest. So there you go. Great common interest there.
Mark Cuban. Isn't Mark Cuban a big supporter? Right? Isn't he Indiana grad?
Yeah, but
is he? I don't think I read that.
Hello.
Yeah, we got you.
I'm saying to all the USC fans, man, you gotta. I don't know. That was one game, man. I mean, y'all can run the table. I mean, I don't know why I just don't understand. Look at your roster. You got like a $20-30 million roster. You got Lincoln Riley, man. I'm just saying, calm down, man. I mean, sometimes you get got by, we got blown out by 53 points and we won the next week. So it doesn't even matter. Y'all acting like it's the end of the world. I don't understand, man. You still got a good team. Nobody I don't know about the other fan bases, but everybody I like USC. You can't help but growing up in the Midwest and not like USC. I mean, come on, man. Look at the history of USC. Look at all the players that came out of USC. I mean, we like USC. It's nothing like I don't know why people saying y'all soft, because I don't know where that came from.
I don't know where
look at the players that came out of USC.
Yeah.
I mean, look at all the dominant players that came out of USC, man.
I don't think Willie McGinnis is very soft. I don't think Mark Carrier or Junior Seau are very soft. And like I say, I don't think Cushing and Malaluga are very soft. Yeah, I don't know where this soft thing comes from.
I'm a Chicago Bears fan, so I love
Mark Carrier. Yeah, aircraft carrier.
Right,
oh, he's a stud.
That's my guy right there.
I was a little kid watching him play, and he was lighting up people, and he was just playing center field, and he could come up and hit. Oh man!
Come on now, Ronnie Lott. Come on, how can you say USC soft when Ronnie Lott was knocking people? Come on now.
Chip Banks.
You know anything about football, and you know Ronnie Lott. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Ronnie Lott was killing people.
They got short. They got short memories. I'm saying the people in the Midwest and the Big Ten, especially with the tradition we had and all those Rose Bowls. to call SC soft is just a bit silly. But listen, Mike, we got to get moving. But I'm gonna tell you, love the call, love you calling back in. I remember your call last year. We did talk. I do remember this. I love the Big Ten calls. Again, I get excited. I was laid on pretty thick to try to get a couple of Big Ten calls because I do appreciate all fans calling in. And I think you guys are gonna surprise some people. I think, I try to say it. People don't realize it's not. See, don't take it. Our fan base freaking out a bit. It's not because Illinois is not a solid team. You guys are a solid team. You took it to you. You out physicaled USC for 4 quarters. There's no doubt about that. It's the fact that USC has shown a pattern of losing late in games on the road, and it's triggering a lot of SC fans, and rightfully so. That's really what's happening. So it's not a slight on Illinois at all. It's the fact that we've seen this movie a couple times. You know what I'm saying, Mike?
Yeah, but it's like we do. I just want y'all to know we not a cocky fan base like we are gloating over y'all, man. We respect you guys' football history. We love football in the Midwest, and we're not gonna say that USC is not a football power. We know that. We know y'all are blue blood, a football powerhouse, and we respect y'all. A lot of it is too, man. It's just like, hey, USC is in the Big Ten now, and a lot of people getting their licks in because they don't like USC from getting, going out to the Rose Bowl. That's the Rose Bowl. Growing up in the Midwest, man, the Rose Bowl was like everything, and people thought about, damn, California. So when you grow up in the Midwest, you got this idea of California, man. Like it's just great, it's glamorous, all the Hollywood, and we're going out to California, and that's always, people. It's no hatred. So, I don't understand like people saying that, we disrespecting the fan base, man. We like that you guys are in there because now you part of us, you part of Big Ten, and we ultimately got to go up against the SEC. So now we got, USC in our fold, our house USC. So, hey, you guys are going to be back on top and doing your thing. So don't even worry about it, man.
And I think you guys are going to, you guys are going to do some damage in the big. You guys still have some games to show out. And I think you guys are going to make that USC fan base maybe understand that loss a little bit more. That loss is going to be, I think there's just a thing as a good loss, but there is a quality loss, you know what I mean, in the eyes of people. So losing to a solid team, you guys have a good, solid veteran team, and you came out ahead. So hat tip to you guys. Great call. Thank you, Mike. Thanks for calling in.
Thanks, Mike.
The rest of the season. Appreciate those. Appreciate the fans from other teams calling in. So we got one more call, Ryan. I can take it myself if you need to go. Otherwise, we could. It's completely up to you. Hang on, caller, please.
I might need to jump, get the old daughter to
I'll
bed.
hang out for a few more minutes.
This was a great show. I appreciate everyone. Tim, as always, thank you. But yeah, I'm gonna jump and get the old little one. She's got school tomorrow, and we're getting up against it, so I'm gonna get her down. But yeah, I'll talk to you later. Trojan family, this was awesome. Mondays, Wednesdays, call-in show, 7 p.m. every Monday and Wednesday. I'm pumped we're adding the additional day. So Tim, thanks for your flexibility in doing this, and yeah, thanks to this guy waiting on the call. So appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, fight on. See you, Ryan.
Later, brother.
All right, so let's see. Hi, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
What's up, Tim? I'm Jake. I'm calling in from Nebraska.
Do you say Jake?
Yes, sir.
Jake, good to hear from you, Nebraska. I'll tell you this. So
how are we doing?
We just Mike just talked about the fact.
California.
What's that?
I'm actually from California, but I moved here for school. I'm out here now.
I've been saying for years now. I remember Nebraska came out to the Coliseum, and just one of the best traveling. And I'll say Penn State at the Rose Bowl. Big Ten. I've always enjoyed Big Ten fans. I mean, I didn't really enjoy Ohio. I'm gonna say it. Going to the shoe in Ohio State. That was the one anomaly to the hospitality. We love to give Notre Dame a really hard time. But anybody's ever traveled out to South Bend, just great hospitality. Midwest hospitality. My family's from Grand Rapids, Michigan, so I know about the Midwest. I'm born and raised Angelino, but Midwest football is. They say the South say this. It's a religion. It's an absolute religion in the Midwest as well. So good to have you in here. What's on your mind?
I appreciate that. So I'm actually from California. I'm from Orange County, but I moved out here for school. But being out here watching some of these fans, man, the Nebraska fans, they're nuts. They're nuts, and it's pretty cool to watch. But I mean, talk about the game. I mean, I don't have much worries about this week, to be honest with you. I think they're going to bounce back. I mean, some people don't understand SC like expectations for so long. Like, we've been expecting so much like greatness, and we haven't seen it. It's just like, when's it going to happen? I don't know. I guess it's one of those things. But
what you say, you're not worried about it. You're not worried. I mean, I'm not saying that. I think this could be a hell of a fight. Like I said earlier, I think Michigan always plays SC tough.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. I think it's going to be a good game. But in my sense, I'm not worried. I feel like they're going to bring the juice. I think it's going to be a different energy than it was last week. Last week we got beat. I just don't. I don't know. It's a gut feeling. I don't know if it's going to be the same thing as last 2 weeks ago. I don't think so. But we'll have to see. But I think it's going to be a good game for sure. We got to bring the juice. It's going to be a big. It's going to be a big win for sure if we can get a W.
Yeah, USC is coming off the bye week. Hopefully they're getting healthy. This is Mike. This is not to disparage at all the Illini whatsoever. But USC was not. It just the secondary just was not healthy.
Not at all.
The defensive line didn't really look right. I think the game plan that they had, and I didn't talk about this show, but I've talked about it in previous shows. You know, not Drew Allard. No, he's looked horrible. Altmaier does not get the credit. Luke Altmaier does not get the credit that he deserves. He got that ball out quick, which kind of neutralized our pass rush.
He played well.
Yeah, I think he's playing well. Yeah, I think he's a solid quarterback. You know, he's going to be one of the better quarterbacks we face all year. And I don't think he's getting credit. You know, anytime you go on the road to a ranked Big Ten team and you lose on a last-second field goal, again, the way we keep losing is why it's tough for USC fans to handle that loss. But there's no crime in it. It's not like USC.
No, not at all.
And all these teams, USC's lost, and you've lost to a team like Maryland, they had no business losing to, but on a blocked field goal, crazy stuff happened in Minnesota. Those two losses are the black marks.
You see what Maryland did? You see what Maryland did 2 days ago?
Maryland looks good this season.
They almost beat Washington, didn't they?
Washington came back and won that game, but I think you're seeing the parity that Ryan was talking about early in the show. A lot of the talent is being spread out, and that Big Ten money goes a long way.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, hopefully we can get some guys back in the second. I don't know if Alex Graham's going to be healthy. I don't know if you know. I don't think anyone knows. I don't say anything to anybody, but I mean, we got to get somebody back. The DBs are getting beat out there. Defensive line looked good. I mean, I don't know if that food poisoning thing they say on the defensive line, some guys got affected by it, but we didn't even look like we were affecting him at all. He was just sitting there pretty, throwing good balls. I mean, he played a great game, Altmaier. I mean, there's not much to say. But we played an awful game and almost won, which is kind of scary to see because, like, imagine if we played good all 4 quarters. Different game. But it's just one of those things. You can't really say much about it. We just got to come out and punch him in the mouth on Saturday. That's really it. Yeah,
I'll be honest. Let's see if what we saw against Illinois was an anomaly. It was kind of like getting cold water splashed watching our defensive line play. I was super hyped. Nobody was cheering as louder than me about the strides we made in the offseason. I was going crazy about the defensive interior in the offseason. I was hyped about the first 4 games we played. Just look at it because we know this defensive line is insanely talented. They get off the bend. I mean, everything coming from all different directions. Crawford and Shelby, you know, and the young guys coming in on the inside. I was really excited about what we were seeing. But, you know, when Lucas doesn't get home, when the younger guys in our defensive line are getting blown off the line 3-4 yards, was that an anomaly? We're going to find out on Saturday, right? We're going to find out in South Bend.
We'll see.
If they don't,
last year, when we played Michigan, our defensive line wasn't as great, but we held the run pretty well. I mean, except for that one run they had. I mean, we missed a tackle in that.
There were about three long runs in that game. Yeah.
Yeah, we played them pretty stout though. I mean, we had Jalen Smith out there who was. I don't think we realized we had a lot of guys out in the secondary that were pretty legit. I mean,
Greedy Vance and Jalen Smith. We miss them
now. Yeah, Jalen Smith. I mean, those guys were legit. I mean, now we don't really have. We have our starting safety playing nickel. It's like I know one of the best players in the team plays nickel normally on the defense. Like it's the way it goes, but he's a safety. I mean, Alex Graham was supposed to be really good, and he's hurt. I mean, Prophet Brown's down, Chase Johnson's down. Like, what do you do? You know, like, I mean, I don't think it's Danton Lynn. I just think it's a player thing. Like, you can't really call much if they ain't getting home, you know.
Just like Lincoln Riley didn't just forget how to game plan and call plays.
Yeah.
You know, like everyone was saying also,
sure.
he's lost it. No, he hasn't lost anything. Danton Lynn didn't all of a sudden forget how to run a defense, and people are going to look at your film, you know, and they can see where we're hurting and where the holes are on his defense. And your defense is only as strong as your weakest link. Jamal talked about on the show with the fact that you know they were having success on the ground because you just cannot. They need help on the back end, so you only have 11 guys, and when you try to compensate for that, you got to pick your poison, right? And so the defense did not. The defense was already struggling, but losing Kamari Ramsey, I mean, that was a huge blow, and to lose on a last minute field goal in a game we thought at full strength was going to be a coin toss game preseason. Up until that Indiana game, everyone thought this was going to be the big game. Oh, we're going to find out. Well, we really didn't find out much because there were so many players on that defense that weren't playing. You know, Elijah Page wasn't at left tackle. You lose Killian O'Connor in the first half. You know, in the first half of that game.
It was fun. I went to school with him in high school.
Oh, no Jacoby Lane. Right? No Jacoby Lane. I mean, USC was not at full strength. So what did we learn from that game? We could piece together what we learned from that game, but we were nowhere near full strength. We're at full strength. I like our odds against Michigan.
Yeah. Not at all. I mean, if we get some guys back, get some good news this week. I like our odds, and especially being at home. I mean, we'll have to see. But to go on your point about these Oregon fans, oh my God. I have like I'm in the class, night class. There's like 5 of them. 5 of them in here, and they don't stop. They're nuts. They talk about how good they were, and I told them, you guys are on national championship. And they tell me how much.
Does it sound like this in class? You just hear a lot of this?
Oh, 100%. There's like 4 Oregon fans in there talking smack. I'm like, you guys never won. You never won anything.
I mean, it's true.
I mean, you won good things, but they don't matter. You know.
Okay, but here's the thing: we keep making fun. Yeah, but we keep making fun of Oregon. They keep they're knocking on the door a lot more than USC is these days.
Oh, okay, no doubt.
Do you have any idea how hard that is for me to say? Do you got any idea how hard that is for me to say? They're knocking on the door. You know, Dante Moore looks legit. I was kind of clowning on him because of his play.
He looked good.
He looked like he's looking really good out there. I mean, Will Stein, can that guy go get a head coaching job? Because I mean, I thought they keep getting solid coordinators, not just getting the players. I'm not worried about Dan Lanning, dude. Dan Lanning, I hope he stays there a long time. I just want it to be, you know, Dillingham when he went down to ASU. I'm like, oh, thank God. I thought Dillingham was going to win a national championship for them.
Yeah.
And then they got Will Stein, who's just another great offensive mind. I'm like, oh God, get that guy out of there because Dan's not going to be the guy, dude. Dan's Fire Marshal Bob. If you guys remember the old Living Color, you know, Fire Marshal Bob, that guy reminds me. That guy's just so unhinged. And I'm not going to say it because there's a off-color joke about stimulants, but his after game interviews are truly embarrassing. I don't know. It's just rough to watch, that guy. But USC's just got to reverse it. USC's just going to have to reverse what's going on. They're gonna have to stop losing these close. They got to win a couple of these close games on the road, and it's not who they're losing to. It's not just one loss. It's how it keeps happening, and it's got to stop. They got to play disciplined football, take care of the ball, take care of the football, and the defense. I'm waiting for it. I want the defense to be the one. Wouldn't it be great against Michigan if they're the one to stand? USC's up by 2. USC's up by 6. Late, there's about 2 minutes left of the clock. Bryce Underwood's got the ball, and they just shut them down. I mean, I think that'd be a great boost for this defense because they need to have that game for confidence.
Yeah. So. Going into the season, I wasn't worried about defense. I was more worried about the offense.
Same.
And now it's flipped. It's weird. You know, it's like I thought I wasn't what Jaden Mayer was going to do, how the offensive lines do, and they're doing great. That's the thing is that, like, everyone talks about Lincoln Riley and how the team is not looking good, but it's like his offense looks great. They look disciplined. They always look great every single year. I mean, despite last year it was a down year, but otherwise it's like he's been doing fantastic. So it's like, what is it? Like, what's the missing piece here? Because like, I can't remember his name. It might have been John. Last caller said we're just waiting them to see their full potential. Like, when are we going to see that? Because they have everything. But I think this next recruiting class is going to be their big jump, because they need the top-notch players in the country. They can get them, but now they actually can solidify them. I think they can really be something great. You need these players like they're getting in the next class.
We need healthy corners, getting better each week. And it's not like we don't have the talent out there. I do. I bet some people question the talent. I'm one of the people that I think we do have the talent outside. I think they'd be 100% healthy, 100%. And they got to take that next step. I'm waiting for them to go from being good to being, like, I guess not even great, just consistent, right? I want to see them consistently play well. Because last year, you asked what's happening. USC is losing the same way, but it's for two different reasons. Last year, I think the defensive line was undersized and got worn down late in games, and that's why USC was dropping games late in games last year.
Yep.
This year, undisciplined, and we're giving up. We're just giving up the explosive plays, and there have been a few missed assignments, and that have cost USC points that have come back in these close games to get you. You turn the ball over on the road, you have blown coverages, and you lose by a field goal in the final seconds of the game. At the end of the day, you got to look, undisciplined penalties. You got to look at yourself. You got to look yourself in the mirror and say, when you go in the Big Ten on the road, you got to play disciplined football and take care of the ball. And USC has not done that for 2 years. And when they do, they'll start winning.
Yeah, going to that first drive, they looked good. I didn't think much was going to happen there, and you fumbled the ball. It's like you kind of just switch momentum right there. It's like you put it on yourself, And Wayman Jordan's an amazing running back. That dude,
and Eli Sanders, both of them.
You don't go to JUCO unless you both of them. If you don't go to junior college unless you love football. That guy's a great football player. It's like, dude.
And I mean, I wonder when they get Jackson back. Then you have three. Then you have three-headed monster right there. Yeah, I mean, they got this. Totally. He's got the talent. They just got to get healthy and play disciplined football. It's not a surprise, We don't have the talent yet. We don't have the talent yet on this team. Maybe a year or two from now they will. But as good as we are right now, USC does not have the talent to go on the road and to play sloppy football like that. They're going to get exposed like Illinois. SC played sloppy the first couple of games this season. SC played sloppy ball the first couple of games this season, but they had the talent advantage was way above. As the talent's ramping up, and it's going to continue to ramp up until we get up to Eugene, you don't have that margin. You don't have that talent margin that you had earlier in the season. So those games that USC was just winning, going away, playing sloppy, getting tons of penalties. USC is one of the most penalized teams in the country. We have one of the best offenses. We're top 5, top 10 in every category in offense. But the defense, I mean, and I do believe it's because of I think we have an incomplete roster right now, whether it's health, whether it's experience. I think that USC is not playing championship football on the outside.
Details clearly matter. They matter in everything, especially in life. You gotta make sure you're doing the little things right. And it's like penalties. Lincoln was like,
"Well, you got a score for me?
Aren't penalized. They suck."
Hey guys, in the chat, really quick. Hang on, buddy. In the chat, if you guys could go ahead right now before I get out of here, go ahead and give me your score predictions. Mark has Mark the food dude. Mark, were you the guy that was feeding the players? Is this a confession, Mark? No. So Mark has SC 31-27. I have USC 34-21. As you can see from my prediction, I think we do shut them down on the ground. We got to an early lead, and I think that Bryce Underwood putting it in his hands to win the game is going to be a tough task for a true freshman. Very talented, will be a great player. I just don't think he's there yet in order to do that, especially on the road to Coliseum. Paul's got SC 34-31. Thank you, Paul. Let's see. Christian has 34-24. I remember that. Trojan Fight 34-28. Okay. What do you got for us? What do you think the score is going to be before I get out of here, Mike?
I'll go I'll go 31-21.
Good guys, right?
SC.
Okay.
Absolutely. I'm going to be hitting up that Nebraska USC game in 2 weeks, so I'm excited to catch that one. That'll be a great experience. I'm ready for that one though.
Well, they have
First.
They have Notre Dame first, so it'll be I think it's 3 weeks,
God.
right? The Notre Dame.
Well, November 1st. November 1st. I'll be out there.
Yeah, because they got a bye after Nebraska. So
time,
they got the two games,
right,
and they have a bye, and then they'll be in Nebraska. And I'm gonna try to get that one as well. I'm going to go to South Bend, and I'm trying to go Memorial Stadium in Lincoln. That would be my goal.
Let's see how it goes. The environment will be they're wearing their black uniforms. I have a problem with that. Why not wear your two historic teams wear their historic jerseys against each other wearing the black? I don't like that. It's whatever though. I don't understand.
Nebraska fans, Iowa fans, awesome fans, just great fans. So I'm looking forward to going to Lincoln and
100%. Really good people. I mean, all there is Nebraska football. They sell out every game. They love Nebraska. A little delusional. I'm gonna be honest, being out here, they're a little delusional, but it's fun. They're good people and it's a good environment. I'm excited though.
If you watch Nebraska in the mid '90s, some of those all those Tom Osborne teams. I mean,
oh yeah,
they have a memory. They have a memory. They have a reason to be
Oh.
high on their program. It's just it's that's why I kind of tell people when you want to fire a coach, be careful because you might get Bo Pelini'd. They weren't happy with Bo Pelini. They wanted to return to the Tom Osborne days where they're winning 10, 11 games a year and compete for national championships. And all Bo Pelini was winning 9 games. Well, he's winning 9 games, but I mean, since then they've had trouble getting back to that level. So be careful what you wish for.
100%. Scott Frost was a problem in there, and they got rid of him. He was a huge problem since then. It's been kind of, but I think Matt Rule's doing a good job. We just have to see. They have to pull together a little bit, but I'm excited to watch that game. I'm pumped up. I think after watching them play Michigan State, they couldn't really handle them. We handled Michigan State pretty well, but on the road again, little details matter. We had to handle it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, great call. Appreciate it. Listen, if you want to come join us again on Wednesday,
I appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah.
Going to bring in Jamal on Wednesday to do the call-in show. And I'll make sure you're checking out, I believe on Tuesdays and Thursday, Ryan's going to be here midday. So if you guys at your lunch hour, you want to come check out Ryan, he's going to be giving the latest news as well. Does a lot of recruiting stuff. Because this is a home game, all of us are going to be at the game. So we're not going to be doing a post-game show, but we will do on Sunday morning. We will do a Victory Sunday because USC is going to win this game 34-21. Last chance, Michigan fan, if you want to get in here and debate me on that one, I'm all ears. But if not, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get out of here. See if you got any more pictures from last year's. I was just looking I pulled up some pictures from last year, but it was a great game last year. It's just USC at the very end. It just seemed like when Jacoby Lane caught that ball. I mean, I thought, heck, Michigan fans were leaving. There's 2 minutes left, and Michigan fans were leaving because the way USC dominated that second half, the way Danton Lynn just bottled up that game, their offense, because it was one dimensional. Orji just could not throw the ball, and then they break that long run. That was heart wrenching. I wonder how much that did to the team. Early on, your first really true road test, your first big that was your first Big Ten game ever, correct?
So, yeah.
To lose in that fashion, just to have that game won, and that was the first time we saw this defense just kind of elapse really, because they played solid. The defense played really great in the second half, gave up that long run, and the rest was history. There was no way without that run they're winning that game, and they came up with the play.
No.
They had more games.
15, 20-yard line.
They got about to the 20-yard line. Yeah, it was like a 60+ yard run. So, all right. Well, listen, appreciate the call.
That was so heart-wrenching when I watched it.
Great call.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, another great call-in show with everybody here. Not gonna lie, a bit disheartening. We got 500 people right now between Twitter and YouTube. Unfortunately, not too many here on YouTube, and we really are building a channel. We've made some great strides over this year. Our subscriber counts well over 1,200 in the past 8 months have increased. So, do appreciate all you guys showing up. Do appreciate all support. Really love all the calls. Mike in Seattle, John from Detroit, LV always calling. Make sure you're checking out LV's channel. He covers the Knicks. Big Yankee fan, hurting right now, but he covers the Knicks and the Giants. Christian always calling in with his questions. Appreciate all the calls. We can't have this show without you guys. We will be here again, Jamal and myself, 7:00 to take your calls. I think that show is going to be more predictions. Jamal's going to have his own fresh perspective on the game. We're going to go into it in depth, and we'd love to, again, we'll go ahead and we'll take your guys' predictions on the game. Weigh in, get it on record. Tell your Michigan friends, tell your USC fans. Let's make it a party here on Wednesday at 7:00. But I think we're going to get out of here. All right. So till next time, make sure you're checking out Ryan Dyrud tomorrow. Again, like I said, he'll be on midday sometime. I don't know if he's going live. I think he is going live. So check him out for that. Otherwise, Wednesday, 7:00, the call-in show, or it's your show. Call in. Let us know. Have a take. Let us know what USC is going to do to the mighty Wolverines as they come into USC. They come into the Coliseum for the first time since, 1926? It's been a while. All right. Fight on, Trojans. See you on Wednesday.